Welcome. It has been a long fucking time. I know. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm well, boys. Good to see you again. If you haven't met me before, my name's Jacob. I am the owner of AMGTA, the brand, and this is a self-improvement / dating brand / documenting channel, and I'll get into all of that later in the video. Now, what this video will consist of is 1, a fucking life update. Where the hell have I been for 2 years? 2, why AMGTA fell apart, or why we quit social media and have been away for so long. Before I say that, I want to say I miss you guys. I miss you boys. I miss doing this a lot, and yeah, don't think I just left you guys stranded, you know, and I've still been on this journey and in silence and just not documenting it. Let's get right into why we left AMGTA. First reason, boys, a lot of you guys keep asking, where is Will? Boys, Will moved to a different state and I moved to a different state. So at the time of our TikTok craze, where we were just pumping our TikTok content and really making a name for ourselves, I guess, we were both living in Sydney. And so what happened is that Will moved to Canberra for a different career, and I moved to Melbourne. I wouldn't say for a different career, but definitely to work on myself and my mental health and like what I want to do with my life. We planned out pretty much our whole life together. From like year 10, we planned out our whole life together, and it was time for both of us to walk alone, you know. And I feel as though it was just needed for me and both Will to like grow into our actual selves, because we've always had each other. We've always depended on one another. If I was lacking in motivation, he would motivate me. If he was lacking in motivation, I would motivate him. If we were slacking, we would try to like, you know, work a way around it. And we always did problems together. We did the gym together. We studied together. We did literally year 10, 11, 12 together, just studying. We'd go to the state library like every day in the city and just study together. And most of the time we were just using to plan AMGTA and the brand and what it's going to be about and how we're going to help all you. Why this is new and not like ever seen before, and why this is needed, because too many people are fake in this world. There's not enough realness. You can't trust creators that you watch. You can't trust people. There's not enough authenticity. There's not enough transparency. And we wanted to be exactly that. Someone you could depend on. Someone that would tell you the truth. Someone that would tell you their failures. Tell you what they've been through and be vulnerable with you guys, and be, number one, relatable, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have experiences, some bad, some good, and we wanted to share everything with you and just be that person you can depend on. And that's exactly what AMGTA is all about. It is about reaching your full potential, also learning from other men in particular, but women as well, maybe, you know, there's a few there, but learning from people's mistakes and not making the same mistakes. I'm a tangent about why I believe in the brand so much, and why, as you can tell, that I am passionate about this brand, and obviously I love this brand and what it's about, and it is me in general. There is more to this than we both moved away and pursued different business opportunities. We did just say that to you boys because we just didn't want you to worry. I knew that this video was always going to have to be made, and I didn't think it was going to be 2 fucking years later. I thought it was going to be 2 months later that I would make this video and just be upfront, but honestly, I just wasn't in the mental place for that. Second reason, so the image that was being portrayed was just not true, and it was distasteful, I guess you could say, because we did not want to be represented as these kind of people. For one, we're not these people at all. I actually, like, you know, I love women, and I was brought up by a single mother. Not trying to play that card, but like I was brought up by a single mother. I was feminine most of my life. Like, I was very feminine and emotional most of my life, and it took a long time to become the person I am today, and also a lot of lessons and a lot of experience and a lot of you know, a lot of fucking advice that I've gotten as well, and, you know, mentoring and psychology, and, you know, to be the person I am. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I lived both sides. I lived both being really feminine and really emotional and listening to your, you know, your emotions, and, you know, being the victim and just all that stuff for like from probably 0 to like 15, 16, and then obviously the change into, you know, the male I want to be now. And I'm not going to categorize myself as anything or any what, but I do try to be masculine in my day-to-day life and try to be logical and just, you know, make the you know, the right decisions and the tough decisions, and do things that I particularly don't want to do, but, you know, do them because, you know, I need to, in order to provide a lifestyle for myself that I want to have. But the way I was saying things, I will admit, were a bit vulgar, were a bit intense, and I am an intense person, so I understand that. So that's why in the videos a lot of you go, wow, I can like feel your energy, I can feel that you mean this, I can feel the conviction, because bro, this was coming from real pain. This wasn't a joke. This was like real, what I'm talking about. So when I know not to make these mistakes, because I made these mistakes, I'm telling you the truth. Like, this is coming from me, and this is my opinion, and it may not be right in every circumstance. I want to make that clear. My advice is not right in every circumstance. I like to believe that in a majority it is, but you have to realize different circumstances means different ways to approach things. But in my context, what I was doing, this was wrong, and I was telling you boys that. And I'd have a lot of you boys when we did consultations at the start, and we did free consultations at the start. We really just wanted to talk to you boys and give advice for free while we could, while we were small. And that's what we did. And a lot of you were saying, man, I remember the video that really like people felt was how to get over a breakup the right way. And for you OGs that remember that, you're a real one, love you. That video was, you could feel it, you could feel it, and I think a lot of people resonated with that one, because when you're in the pain of a breakup, and it's a bad breakup, and you're also in a very weak mindset and not understanding why these things happened, it is that much hurtful, because you do all the right things in society's like eyes, but you get the complete opposite outcome. It's just like, what the fuck, doesn't make sense. The third mini reason to why AIM-GTA stopped was there was no longevity in the brand at the time, because it led to cancellation. What's the point? We weren't rich yet. We were 18. I was 18. He was 19, Aussie, and we didn't have like any money. For us to have this platform and then have it removed from us, like, we would have no income. And not only that, it would ruin our whole reputation if we got any bigger than what we did, and it would stop like job opportunities. And obviously those are all temporary things, because obviously here we don't want to stay in the 9 to 5, but it is a means to an end in our eyes. But like, obviously you need to make money at first, like you need to eat shit at first, and work a 9 to 5 job, or work a casual job, or work that fucking shit job that makes you gives you minimum wage, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a part of it. You have to start somewhere. But for our case, it wasn't that case. We had like no money. For it to have a platform taken away from us, and our source of income taken away from us, and then may not be able to get jobs because of the reputation we now have, was not, it just, you have to, you know, you can connect the dots pretty easily. It wasn't sustainable. That's why it was probably the best thing for it to stop at its peak, and it was snowballing. Like, we were gaining like 10 to 20k TikTok followers a day, and I know it's TikTok, so it's a different platform, but still it was pretty cool. But it had to you know, stop. So second main reason is mental health. My mental health was fucking atrocious. It was terrible. I was in a bad place mentally for a long time, and during that time I was like, I went through a flat line. It's definitely when the semen retention started. I went through a flat line where I was like not having any you know, any interactions with girls, and forcing myself not to. If a girl texts me, oh, don't text her. If a girl texts me, come over, no. You know what I mean? Because I was so serious about semen retention and the benefits of it, right? But this flatline for you boys that know that done no fat and semen retention, like it was fucked. It was terrible. And this flat line, like usually the flat line lasts like a week and then like you're alright, or like 2 weeks. This one was just not subsiding. And also on the time I was on finasteride for my hair, and I was really believing that semen retention coupled with finasteride coupled with the intrusive thoughts put me into a deep depression. And I was depressed for a long time. This was also part of the reason why AMGT fell apart as well, because it was having a big strain on our business relationship and our friendship as a whole, because I was just not like the same Jacob. I was just someone you didn't want to be around, alright? Mental health, that's why I was gone for so long. That's why I just didn't come back like 2 months later, because I really had to get my mental health in check. And that's why I moved to Melbourne. I moved back to Melbourne with family. It was actually with my nonna. Probably the best move I've made, in the sense I got to spend time with my nonna. And also I got to really know myself, find myself, and really conquer my mental health. But that's why AMGT didn't come back for so long. Number 3, I was also heavily pursuing Shopify dropshipping. And I know, oh my god, here we go, another dropshipping guy. I'm not just another dropshipping guy. I just want to make that clear, and I'm never going to be like a guru that's you know what I mean? All these gurus are making it out like it's fucking, easy. And I wanted to do, funny enough, I wanted to do dropshipping back in year 9, and this would have been 2016. And ever since year 9, I want to do it, and I never ended up doing it. Then 2020 came along, and Will and I wanted to do Shopify and AMGTA. AMGTA started blowing up, so like our endeavor for Shopify went to the side, but we did all the research. We did a course and all that, and really knew a lot about the business infrastructure and all that, but never actually took action. We made a whole site, a whole website, had a product, everything. We just never actually sold it on any sales channels like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, there's fucking Google, there's so many. That's why 2021, during this period of conquering my mental health, I wanted to really pursue Shopify. I made my first store. It was actually a pretty good store. I thought it was a good product at the time, and I was invested. This is my like first actual brand, it was technically my second brand, but my first brand that I'm actually going to launch. And I was emotionally attached to the brand. And I was like, this is going to work. I'm going to order a fucking 100 units in bulk. So I ordered 100 units in bulk, and then that led up to 2022. And so 2021, they came at the end of 2021, and then I brought all these products back from Melbourne to Sydney, and this is why 2022, I was like, okay, I'm going to pursue dropshipping. Now, what's the plans for this channel? Obviously, I'm expanding the content. I'm not going to be constrained to just dating advice. I want to do a lot more self-improvement, because that is the main thing, is you being whole in yourself. And I want to expand content to I want to expand it to every facet of life that matters pretty much. So I would say dating, self-improvement, relationships, which is coupled with dating, and mental health, and also just other things like appearance and how to look good, and my advice on that. And also I want to document my Shopify journey. I want to kill 2 birds, 1 stone. I want to be able to do Shopify, but not have a takeaway from AMGT. So I want to be able to update you guys and get content by doing Shopify as well. And it's gonna be like a journal. It's gonna be like my personal journal, and it'll be cool to look back on. I'm gonna make just videos I want to make as well. I want to make hair loss videos of how to reverse hair loss, how I reversed hair loss at 18, how you can too, you know what I mean? How you can prevent hair loss, how if you can see the early signs, blah, blah, blah. I'm passionate about hair loss because I went through it as well. This was back in 2020. Cap it up. I'm going to be posting this channel a few times a week or every second week, something along those lines. I'm going to be as consistent as I can and really make 2023 a year I can be proud of, because probably a lot of you feel it as well, but these last 2 years, although I made personal growth inside, outwards I haven't made, my life isn't that different, you know what I mean? And I want to change that. I want to change my financial circumstances, or at least be on the way to changing my financial circumstances, so I can be like, yes, this is actually doing something, you know what I mean? And I've actually made progress financially. Also with the personal brand, I want to grow it again and be able to grow a community of like-minded individuals and just win together. We're going to win together. Stay along from the journey. I'll see you guys next video, and yeah.